again for reaching out, you guys. Where do you guys want to start? You guys want to tell kind of how you want to tell your story first, or you want to kind of? Sure. You want me to tell my side first?
Yeah, I got started like back in high school, so I started reselling or just selling off my collection, my personal collection, and then realized that I could maybe make some money because I sold a Captain Rex for like, at least 10 times what I bought it for, in the set. And so I decided to look around eBay, saw some suggested listings, and picked that up and then tried to flip that. And I probably made like, just a couple bucks off that first flip, but I definitely grossed enough where I was like, oh, I could actually turn this into like a small side hustle and start flipping, just buying off of eBay and flipping off of eBay. Just
onto whatnot?
Off onto eBay.
Oh, so eBay.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Buy lots because it wasn't very competitive back then on eBay. And
7 years ago.
Like 7, 8 years ago, yeah. So back in high school. And
so you're about 25, 26?
I'm 24.
20,
yeah, 24. And so that's what started it. Just did it in my room for a while. Switched over to I did Bricklink too. So eBay, Bricklink. And then we kind of joined Whatnot later. Just people were even reaching out to our Instagram and asking us if we wanted to join Whatnot.
Yeah.
And I was just too busy on eBay, and he wasn't a part of it yet. But yeah, I just started doing that, and then 3 years ago we decided to do Whatnot.
Yeah.
And eBay as well. So now we're just mostly on Whatnot now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started buying before we officially joined forces. I was like, I want to understand this business because I want to get started, and kind of had a buying problem, and so I would buy a bunch of stuff on eBay and try it myself just to see what he was doing, get an understanding to it, and then I had so much inventory. I was like, well, can I kind of gift this to the business in a sense as a little equity, and then I'll just do Whatnot, and then the rest is history.
Yeah. That's
cool.
That's cool. So let me ask you this then. So when did you finally go full time, or did you? You said you kind of started in high school. So did you not have a job and it just kind of transitioned into full time? So how did that work out for you?
Yeah, so it was part time, mostly just because of school. I wasn't spending. I mean, I probably was spending more hours than I wish I was at the time. I was probably spending 40 hours, but I wasn't paying myself. I was just doing it as a hobby. And then later on, once high school ended, I had a couple of just side jobs. So I always kept the Lego business going, but it was always like a side job for me until I got the space we're using now, where we're on eBay and Whatnot, and I was able to build up the space because it was just my room, and there's no really scale ability. Get that?
You had limited, right?
Yeah, you're limited. I just had walls of afros in my room, so my room was divided into 3 sections.
And I'm sure it looked really cool too, right? I'm sure it looked really cool too.
Yeah. We were like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But that was fun. But now I'm glad that most of it is in the space that we have now, so outside my room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you transitioned over to your brother's garage, that's kind of when you went full time?
Yeah, so that's that's when I started considering it as a real full time.
Okay.
I was probably still working before, maybe 40 hours a week.
Okay.
But I didn't really consider it full time just because it was more of a hobby.
Exactly. Yeah. And when you're doing what you love, or it's fun, you can do it forever.
Yeah.
And that's what's enabled me to do what I do. Is because this is not work, bro. I mean, this is so much fun.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
You guys. Okay. So about 2 years. How did you guys transition to full time and kind of partner up? Give me a little bit more detail on that. Because I know you moved this stuff over to the garage, and then you did mention that you had gifted some stuff to the business. So how did all that transpire?
Okay, so before we moved the stuff into his garage, I was debating on whether just selling off the business and doing something else, because I knew I couldn't scale it just in my room, and I couldn't afford to buy a retail space like this, at the time. And so I asked him if we could move the business in the garage so we could expand it, or I could expand it.
Yeah.
Because he was already working full time, and so we did that 3 years ago, or two and a half years ago, and once we did that, just built up the eBay, we didn't do Whatnot yet.
We're doing a lot of that because he kind of moved on from the eBay. And I was like, well, I kind of want to learn the business, kind of want to learn the business and we'll see what happens. But I started just looking on eBay and I found, consistently some good deals. And I started flipping on eBay too, and just kind of wanted to learn the business because I started to help him a little bit, like just, get set up at the garage and kind of moving stuff around. And then I was like, oh, this seems doable. It seems like you could actually buy figs off eBay and sell them on Whatnot. It's kind of what my mind was at. And then it just, in the early days, I did definitely have a little bit of problem buying. A little overspending.
You could deal with that.
Right.
I ain't good.
Loves good deals.
Yeah, but I had to balance it out. I'm still learning, but I'm a little bit more dialed in now. But then what happened was, just at some point just asked them, hey, could I have a little bit of equity and join you? And then that was actually like 3.5 years ago, which is crazy. And we started doing Whatnot. I started mainly doing like the shows on Whatnot for a while, and then he would ship them and everything like that. And he's super good at staying organized, and so he made that super easy. And then I am decent at sales, so just go live and set that up, and then the rest is history.
Yeah.
But then I was like, dude, we gotta start paying ourselves. That's all I told him. I said, you gotta start paying yourself. You deserve it. For working 4 years,
So my strategy was just trying to build as much inventory as possible. But then, once you get out of college and you're like, I need to make some money. I need to start paying myself.
And I was married, I'm married with and I was like, we gotta start making some money here too.
So that's what they say. That's one of the first things that they say when you own a business, you got to pay yourself, right? So I'm going to disagree with that to a certain extent because even when I did pay myself, it was just reinvested into different collectibles, right? And spread throughout other assets that are going to appreciate.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter, right? And most of it at the time, because we're talking, mainly, pre 2015, it just went right back into Lego.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just touch bases kind of back on your guys' business, right? So you guys have been doing Whatnot about 3.5 years now then?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said something about eBay sales were slowing. Are eBay sales down because you haven't been putting the work in? Or because if you don't list,
that's so true. Yeah. I mean, it definitely started to, because it was more time taken away when we started doing Whatnot. And we were buying for Whatnot too.
Yeah.
So most of our inventory purchases were for Whatnot. And we were turning more inventory, so we needed to buy more for Whatnot. And I still wanted to keep once I got out of college, what was that, last year, I wanted to try to keep the eBay store alive and just kind of buy for it one last time and see if we could get more sales going. And it ended up not working out really because we were buying inventory, but it wasn't selling like it used to. The turnover rate was super low. And so we just decided, like probably 6 months ago, that we're going mostly Whatnot full time. Yeah. We're going to keep the eBay store open, but we're not necessarily actively.
Leave what is already listed up.
Yeah.
That's cool. So then you guys sell anywhere else besides Whatnot and eBay then? And Bricklink?
Bricklink, yeah. We do those three.
Yeah, Bricklink's paused right now, but we're doing a little revamp of it. So
yeah. Got it. And so which one do you like the best? We already know the answer, but
yeah, Whatnot is the most fun for sure. I do like listing Bricklink. I don't know. It's just therapeutic. I guess it's kind of fun to list like just off-brand pieces and then
because you also get to learn too, because you have to research that part.
Yeah.
And you get to learn a little bit that part as far as the averages, because I don't know how deep you dive into your pricing as far as if you look to see the first international buyer, then from there, or excuse me, the first U.S. seller, and then from there you take the quantity that you have and you kind of. Is that kind of how you do it?
Yeah.
And it's fun, and you get to learn a lot about it. Yeah. And then here's the thing: is after you list that part, if let's just say you listed 1,000, and all of a sudden one day, 100 or 200 sell, we already know that you're the cheapest, and you have an opportunity to raise your price if you want to.
Yeah.
Me personally, I always keep my price there because I already know what I paid for the item, and I set that price there for a particular reason, even though I did the research on it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother game, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if you have the variety too, I mean, people understand you can if you have 1,000 figs in your shop, you can charge a little extra because people can go to your store and they can get Ninjago, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, they can do whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to just pay the one shipping charge.
Absolutely.
And that's why I tell people sometimes when we list stuff on our so we have some pre-bids for just set prices, and yeah, sometimes they're a little over Bricklink, but they're not it's because we have a variety. And we have the customer base, so people are fine with paying a few extra bucks over the lowest listing because they know it's going to be in good condition, and they know that we have the variety. So this is how it works.
Yeah, you guys definitely know what you're doing as far as the research side, is researching for yourself. That's good. Yeah, you guys know what you're doing. Yeah, that's cool. That's really good.
I'm curious about
I want to
Crackhead Collectibles.
Yeah, I want to know some more.
Let me just think if I have any other questions for you guys. But yeah, for sure. Let's see. So yeah, we all know Whatnot's the best, right? Or not the best, but it's definitely the best place to sell right now, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah.
So what about eBay Live then? Are you guys going to get on eBay Live? What's going on with that?
eBay Live's cool.
What's your thoughts?
Yeah, we've actually applied for eBay Live. They haven't gotten back to us.
Really? We haven't pushed hard enough. I think we just need to bug them.
Yeah, I mean, well, one of the hurdles is you need to have an above, like, it gets 10,000 subscribers on social media platforms other than Whatnot. And so we don't have that. We have like 1,500 followers.
Yeah, but smaller people have gone in.
Yeah, so I heard that they just changed that. But yes, you are right. That used to be one of the older criterias, but I just wondered if they just changed that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
so research and see if they consider us.
Yeah,
but yeah, eBay Live would be fun. I think Whatnot definitely has more people on there, but yeah, it looks like a cool platform to sell on.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So do you see yourself reapplying for eBay then? Anytime in the near future?
Yeah, I would.
It's good to have variety.
For sure.
You never know what's gonna happen. So
it's
good to
because in my opinion, right now, just from past experiences and things that have happened in the past, right now we're in the infancy of online selling. It's a race to see who's going to be the number one platform. We all think that Whatnot is the number one, but number one actually is TikTok right now.
It's true. That's right. Yeah, I agree.
Right? Yeah. eBay has the money and the eyeballs there already. It's the older generation. The eBay generation is the same generation that's on Facebook, bro. That's right. My generation, bro, right?
Yeah.
So, and we can go on and on. There's several other platforms, that aren't necessarily as big, but are more specialized, So we're definitely in the infancy. I mean, what if Amazon got into it, right?
That's true.
So I'm curious to see what's going to happen. But right now I agree. Whatnot is definitely, my favorite place to kind of hang out and sell stuff.
Yep.
But I'm curious to see what eBay is going to do, bro.
Yeah, me too.
They got money, bro. They got like
they got capital.
They have money, but they make some weird policies.
Yes.
Like it's difficult to be a seller on eBay.
Yes.
Like if you have any problems, you message them. Like they won't get back to you like Whatnot does.
Bro. They always side with the customer too.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the downside of eBay. And same with Amazon as well. I mean, you can go on YouTube. I've never done it. I just heard about it. I mean, you can go on YouTube and Google, or not Google, but YouTube. You can even Google it, I guess. How to scam eBay, how to scam Amazon. It's a joke, bro. It's really good, Yeah. And hopefully they'll get it all taken, they'll do their best, hopefully, to get it taken care of in the next, few years, decade, or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, that's a whole other stuff.
Yeah.
But you've been selling on eBay for a minute. Like,
we bought from you before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I bought my like dark bluish gray base plates from you, like the.
So from Five Star Bricks then.
Yeah. From
Bricks. Yeah. So I started selling Lego in 2008/9.
Okay.
I got my first Lego set in 1984, 1985. It was space Lego.
Okay.
And played Lego for a few years. And I was born in San Jose, and when we moved to Utah, I took my Lego with me. Okay, and I just remember being 8 or 9 years old in Utah and having my my wood toy box, and I'd flip it up, and my Legos would be in there, my Transformers and my G.I. Joes.
There we go.
All the originals, right? And anyways, we moved back to Sacramento. Okay, or not back. Well, we moved to Sacramento from Utah, and when we got to Sacramento, I didn't have my toys anymore. That's all I remember. So that's kind of how I grew up with Lego. I would stay stuff, for a few years.
Nice.
And then we had our son Gavin in 1999. Okay. We got him his first Lego set in 2005, which was a 7261 Turbo Tank non-light up nice windy version. Yes. So that was his very first set for Christmas or his birthday or something. So from there, it just kind of snowballed. Like it brought back my childhood, and then it gave him and I something to do, kind of, you know, our little bonding time. So from 2005 to 2008, any excuse I had or we had to get, you know, our son a Lego set, we did it. You know, Valentine's birthday. You already know, right? That's awesome. Every single from 2005 to 2008-9, he had every single Star Wars set ever made. Yeah, and the battle packs, he had doubles and triples, right?
Okay.
Yes. So in 2008, I looked on eBay to get some of the older, you know, sets. And when I looked on eBay, I saw that some of these older sets had appreciated, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Kind of like what you said after your flip, right? You're like, hold on, I can make some money here, right? So I'm like, hold on, what's going on here, you know? And anyway, so I started to do some more research, and at the same time, my wife and I were going to garage sales just for fun, and we were buying stuff for our house, right? But at the same time, I just found eBay in 08, okay? Yep. And at the same time, we were buying stuff to flip just for fun, okay? So this was in 08. Back then, we had the flip phones, okay? So if I came across something that I thought might be worth money, okay, what I would tell the person at the garage sale, because I wanted to comp it, right, is, hey, my brother or my mom, depending on what the merchandise was, you know, if it fit my mom or whatever, my mom or my brother, right? Hey, my mom might be interested in this. Can I get your number, bro? I'm going to get a hold of her and I'll call you and let you know. You know, give me 10 minutes, bro. Bro, we would drive around the corner, bro, flip that laptop up, plug the flip in, bro, tether it, bro. Bro, and if it was good, hey, I'll be back in 2 minutes, bro. And most I wouldn't even call, I'd just turn back around because I was around the corner, bro. Yeah.
And so you're not dealing with very much competition.
None at the time, bro. There was no garage, bro.
Not like that. No.
Bro, you don't even know.
You're getting some steals.
This is the gold mine era, bro. This is the gold, bro. I'll tell you the best deal I ever got from garage sale, right? So 2008, 2009, that's when everybody was getting laid off from the real estate market, right? Yeah. If you were in loans or if you were in real estate, they were just getting laid off left and right because of the economy, not the economy collapse. The economy did kind of collapse, but the real estate market collapsed, right? So anyways, there was a gentleman over in Rockland, in the nicer area of Rockland, I don't remember which area. He had got laid off, and he had got his severance package, a balloon package or whatever they call it, a golden package, a golden ticket, I think it's called, right? So anyways, they gave him all the phones from the business, okay? So at the time, they had these IP phones, okay? The standard one was the Cisco, okay? Cisco had like 3 or 4 different models, right? And so anyways, they were ShoreTels, right? So same thing, bro. We drove around the place, bro, and he had like 50 of them. He had the headsets, right? Bro, we drove around the corner, dude, looked on eBay. Bro, I just about shit my pants, right? 300, hey, 300 to 500 a piece, bro. Wow. And then the headsets were 100 a piece all day, bro. Oh, Plantronics, they just went public, right? 2008, 2009. I believe they just went public, right?
How much was he selling for?
Oh, I'm getting there. Hold on, right? So we drive around the corner, bro, and I see the prices. I'm like, holy shit. I turn around, bro, so bad, right? So I get back there, but I don't remember how I negotiated it, right? But say, yeah, we'll take all of them. Cause I said, yeah, my brother's just starting a business, bro. He just got an office building. He can totally use these, right? So anyways, bro, I got everything for 500. That was the best flip of my life. Dude, long story short, dude, I sold all the phones probably for 12 or 13,000, wow. And then I sold the headset for another 3 or 4,000.
Yeah, and that was back then money.
Now,
yeah.
Dang.
And that was it, bro. And I flipped all those in a week, bro. Yeah. If not probably 2 weeks at the most.
Wow. Okay.
That's a good flip right there.
Yeah.
So the economy was down, but people were still buying
because people were still starting businesses, bro. And check this out, bro. Let me just tell you, right? So guess what I learned from that? I learned that there's a market for IP phone. Because I had to do all the research, just like you're researching your pricing, right? So guess what I'm doing now? I'm on Craigslist, bro, because there was no Facebook Marketplace at the time. I'm on Craigslist, bro. Freaking, hey, any business going out of business, hey, I'll buy your business phone, bro. I'm in the Bay Area, bro. Dude, 2-3 times a day, bro. I'm snatching whole systems. Now I'm even getting old AT&T phones, bro. I'm getting them for $2-3, bro. Everything I got, bro, went straight to Canada, bro. For at least a year, bro. Hey, I was buying three or four businesses, their phones out 3 or 4 times a week, bro, and I was sending everything to Canada, bro. 90% of everything I sold went to Canada, bro. Yes, even though they were still starting businesses here in the U.S., right? I was still sending everything to Canada.
Were you working during this period? Were you working full time too?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of like what you were saying, right? I was working full time. Okay, 'cause I just found eBay. This was a side hustle, right? This was a side hustle, right? So then after that one, okay, then what we started doing, I started going up to the outlets right here, to the Coach outlet. I started buying Coach purses, right? So my wife knew the Coach. I didn't know nothing about it, but she knew what was hot and what the people. Like, there's different bags. Well, just like a minifigure. Oh, he's only made for that 1 cent. Oh, this only came out. All right, let's get it, girl, right? Exactly. So now we're going to the Coach outlets, bro, right? And now I'm looking at Nike, but I didn't pull the trigger because we fucking found this auction site. I don't remember the name of it, right? So now I'm on this auction site. It was the biggest of the time. They were a publicly traded company, bro. Now I'm on there bidding, bro, on lots of Coach purses, cell phones, phone accessories, and just having it delivered to my door, bro.
Yeah.
Now I'm spending $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on a lot of Coach purses. Coming exactly, yeah. So at the same time, I'm doing this side hustle, right? I'm working for a gentleman called named Mike McGowan, and he has a business. It's called McGowan Test and Measurement. Okay. And the way that I got the job was he was my wife's dad's neighbor. He sold him the house. Okay. So we were at dinner one night, and it was actually my 30th. Everybody took me out to dinner for my 30th. So we had a limo. We went to the casino, and I was just intrigued, by him, and just intrigued, right? And especially about his business. And I said, "Hey, Mike, how do you make your money?" Right? Oh, no. I didn't ask him that time. We were just talking about eBay and just talking about business in general. And at the end of the night, right? He told me, he's all, "Brian, I really like your energy, and I like your passion." And he basically offered me a job. Nice. Yeah. So it kind of worked out perfect because I was doing my own. I was in the process of getting my C10, my electrical license. But I was already running my own business. Okay, because I was doing it for friends and family, and my wife's dad was a builder, so I was doing stuff for him. So I had 3 or 4 employees, and they were employees at the time, not teammates. So because the economy took a dive, like we said, right? And I couldn't get any more work. It was all attic work. And I couldn't get the new houses where you get to design the house and walk around with the designer and lay it out, have some fun, So it was just attic work. Okay. So he offered me a job. So it was a perfect transition for me to go and work for his business. Okay. So this is what I did because I had just found eBay and I had a little side hustle going like I was telling you guys, right? So he gives me, he said, he gives me my own office, bro. I mean, dude, in Rockland, bro.
In Rockland, too.
Bro, amazing, bro. Hey, man, it was nothing but windows, bro. I'm like, okay, all right. And then, and he, it was $20 an hour plus commission, though. Okay. Plus 3%, bro.
That's pretty good.
No, but check this out, bro. This is the amazing part of it, bro. So $20 an hour, right? Plus 3% commission. But I got access to his entire motherfucking warehouse. I mean, he had $50 million worth of inventory in there, bro. I gotta pull up the inventory sheet. I gotta pick what the fuck I put up, bro. So you already know what I was doing, bro. Yes. It got to a point where he had to tell me, "All right, Brian, we're not doing this stuff, Brian. You can only do, bro, because I'll run your whole warehouse, bro." So it was really nice. So as I'm doing my side hustle and working for him and learning just so much from this man, right? Thank you, Mike. I love you, brother. Thank you, Mr. McGowan. And I had to come in one day and tell him, "Hey, Mike, bro, my eBay business is so busy, bro. I can't come in on Fridays no more, bro." 2 weeks later, "Mike, bro, I can't come in on Thursdays no more, bro. I'm sorry." A month later or something, bro, you already know, right? It's history, right? Yeah. So now we're in 2009. Now I'm fully transitioned. I made my first consistent $10,000 for like 3 or 4 months in a row. Wow. Just not one flip. You make 20,000 and then you go a couple thousand. You know what I mean? Yeah. I consistently was making $10,000 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's what gave me, right, the, I guess, confidence to be like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my own thing, because it was right about, I was making a little bit less. I was making maybe 7,000-8,000, from Mike's. Initially, I was making a little bit more, but I kind of got cut off from selling stuff. Yeah. Because I would have sold everything in the warehouse, including his desk and my desk. But anyway, so yeah, it was a perfect time for me to transition. Yeah. And like I said earlier, the economy was kind of crashed, and so everybody was kind of getting laid off in the construction industry. So I had a few friends who got laid off, my brother being the first one. So I had him come and work for me. So he was coming over to my house, and yeah, I just set up the garage because I'd been doing it for a year in a little office inside. I'd outgrown that, so now I have it set up in the garage now. So he's coming over, he's helping me, and then we outgrew the garage because I was flipping Lego and anything.
Okay.
Anything.
Okay.
Anything.
Right. You're everything reseller.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
I'll buy it.
Yes, bro. Like I said, bro, I'll sell you my socks right now, bro. Yeah. And then I'll go and try and get some more. So, so anyway, so I was doing everything at the time, right? And we outgrew that space, right?
Yeah.
So at the time, we moved to Granite Bay.
Okay.
Because I wanted my kids to go to a good school. I didn't want them to go to grow up like me. I grew up in a poverty area. Most of the kids were African American or black. I was the minority at my schools. But that doesn't matter. So I wanted better for my kids than what I went through. So I moved to Granite. Yes.
Granite Bay is really nice.
That's great.
Yeah. So my son graduated from Granite Bay High School, and then my daughter would have graduated from there too.
Okay.
But we moved up to Loomis, so she's gonna graduate this year from DO.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Loomis is a great area.
Yeah,
Like that's
absolutely.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's where my wife grew up. That's where she's from.
That's
She
awesome.
graduated from DO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So we moved to Granite Bay, and now things are just starting to pick up, bro. And now I got like 5-6 people working for me, dude. Like, yeah, bro. So we're 09 now, right? It was so crazy, bro. Whatever I listed, I sold. So we were doing 100+ listings every single day, or 7 days a week, bro. And then on Sundays, because that's when everybody was at home. So what I did, right, is every week, or not every week, every day when we were doing listings, I had a Sunday folder, right? So anything we could double or triple or quadruple the listing, because it's the same thing, one picture, bag it up 4 times, right?
Yeah.
We would put them in folders, bro. So we started building those folders up, bro.
I work full time too, and then with the business, so that's where I'm this year. Is like, okay, I need to figure out some ways to kind of take back some time for sure.
Mhm.
And I know you feel the same way with working so many hours.
Yeah,
on the
because
business, so
here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, and I love helping out and giving back, and it's only the things that I've been through in my life, right, that has enabled me to do what I'm able to do now, and I've been fully blessed, right? And I love this, bro. I love these. This is my favorite thing about the business, bro. My favorite thing is these relationships, because in the past, right, I would always sacrifice relationships because I was just always just too goal focused and oriented, and everything was money for me, right? I don't do things for money anymore. I do things for love, and money just comes now. Right? Because if you go and do things and you chase that money, that shit doesn't work out, bro. But if you have a side hobby and do something that you love, and you're putting in, you think you're doing 10 15 hours a week, and it's like 40 or 50, you don't even realize, right?
Yeah.
That's love, bro. And to be able to turn that into something, and then that's just amazing.
And delegating the things that maybe you don't love so much, or
yeah,
that you're not as good at.
Yes.
And taking the things that you are really good at and maximizing that.
Yeah.
So
Because we all have different qualities within us.
Yeah.
You're going to be better at something. All of us. We all. This is why I got this ink right here, you guys. Not only for me, but to let everybody know that we are all individuals. You are one on one. There is nobody that has your motherfucking DNA. There's nobody that has your motherfucking DNA, bro. There's nobody like you.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Get your motherfucking ass on camera. Right? This is where we're going, right? Everybody's so scared, bro. We all have a story to tell. I'm serious. You know what I mean? We're all just unique, bro. We all have special talents, and we're all special people, bro. We really are.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
And that's why we work so well together. Just we were close growing up. Pretty close in age. I'm 25, almost 26. So just like a less than a 2-year age gap. But other than that, like we have different strengths and different weaknesses, and we balance each other out pretty well. So it's nice.
That's amazing.
It's a blessing.
Absolutely.
It's definitely a blessing. Yeah.
Sure.
And so kind of what I was getting into about that whole little speech there, right, is time is the most valuable thing in the world. You can't buy it, you can't pause it, and you can't get it back. Right? Think about that. Time is valuable, bro. A lot of people don't understand that,
That's true.
Time is valuable, bro. But when you are put in a position to where maybe you are able to figure out a way to buy your time, like paying somebody to do something for you, right? Or hiring somebody to do something for you. You know, if you're able to do that, absolutely, because you're not going to get your time back. How old is your kid? What do you have, a daughter? Or
Yeah, daughter. She's a year and a half old.
Bro,
Yeah.
look at this
It's
right here, bro.
amazing.
Do you see this right? No, look at this, bro. Bro, that's me and my daughter. Bro.
Oh,
That's my daughter,
awesome,
bro.
dude.
This is an hourglass, bro.
That's so cool.
None of these are fun and games. See how there's no hands on that clock, bro?
Yeah.
Because there is no right time.
Yeah.
And time is the most valuable thing. All these have meanings, right? And with your daughter being a year and a half, bro, think about what you're sacrificing right now to build something with your brother. And it's okay, right?
Yeah.
Think about what you're sacrificing right now.
Yeah.
As far as seeing your daughter, you know, growing up being a year and a half. Now, I'm not saying you don't hang out with your daughter. Absolutely. I already knew you're a family man. I already know, yes. Yeah. But imagine if you had even that much more time. Imagine if you didn't work your 40-hour job and put in 10, 15, 20 with your brother. I don't even know what you put in. Imagine if you only put in 20 hours a week, bro, and you're making 5 to 10 times more than what you're making now.
That would be the goal. Yeah, that's what.
And that's what consistency gets you, though, right?
That's true.
And the vision. You have to plant those seeds now. You have to have goals, right? So big that if you told somebody, you're like, man, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like if I told you I wanted to run for president, this motherfucker's crazy. I know I'm crazy, but I'm serious. Your goals have to be that big, bro, that if you told somebody, they're gonna fucking laugh at you, homie.
You gotta become a visionary.
Yes, but but that goal has to be so big. And here's the thing: is once you set your mind to something that you want, and you set that goal, what happens, right? To hold yourself accountable, you start taking just little tiny steps just to get yourself to that goal.
Yeah, that's so true.
You got to plant the seed now and start thinking about it, right? So if you want more time with your wife and your daughter, you have to start thinking that now. You have to start building and designing your processes within your business to give you more time.
That's true.
And for you as well, right?
Absolutely.
If you have more time, I don't know what your strengths are in the business. I did hear him mention that you're shipping a lot right now. But I'm gonna, to be honest, I'm gonna assume that your strengths are gonna be in finding those flips and just getting stuff done and staying organized and making sure that things are getting done within the Lego business. What are your strengths? I'm curious within the Lego business.
I would say I like operations. Mm-hmm. So I do like sales. I do like
processes. That's processes.
I do like processes.
Yeah.
I do like selling on whatnot. I'm not necessarily like a natural salesperson. Like I don't want to start selling cars, but I do like selling on whatnot. But yeah, I would say my strengths would be like operations focused, and that's what I got my degree in, is like supply chain management. So I really do like the operation side of business and kind of trying to figure out, like, if we have a problem, trying to figure out how to fix that problem fast, you know, and prevent problems too, because we might look at something and be like, wait a second, I've done this before. Like, this is something that I've done in the past. I don't want to repeat this. And so, I would say operations, and you're probably more sales and inventory focused.
Yeah, like more like we need to hit this sales goal. We need to get to this number. We should try to aim for this. More of that. And then I really love finding good deals. That's where I like, that's like my, like, dude, like that's probably, I love streaming, but finding a good deal and working out a good deal. I mean, look at 100 sealed rock monsters and stuff like that.
You have a lot more than that.
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
And you're not bringing them over here just because you need money, right? Absolutely.
Yeah, so, you know, things like that, it's like, that's super fun. But for him, like, for sure, like, just, he's finding, like, hey, we could save money if we get this card. If we get this, if we get maximize this, we can do 3% back here. Where I would just be like, oh, let's just buy. You know, he's like, well, we got to get this straightened out, the paperwork, all that stuff. So, but I think, like, you know, for him, if we get someone to ship and figure that out, I mean, the stuff he could do is just with his time. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So why don't you guys hire like a part-time shipper then, bro?
We also have a younger brother. That's like,
Hey, get that, bro.
If we get 3 MinifigureHub brothers, oh man,
dude, that's what
it's just something
you're planting that seed, and you're starting to figure it out, bro.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's what you want to do because you know that there's opportunity. You can see it. You just haven't figured it out yet, and you guys will figure it out, bro. Yes, no different than me having to, you know, say no more Fridays and Thursdays because I figured it out, bro.
That's true.
You guys are young. You'll figure it out, especially if you're already 7 years years in the business, 3.5 with you. I mean, you guys are going places, bro.
And it's a blessing. I mean, I'm thankful to him because there's no way I would be able to afford a house in California and, decent area of Antelope without having the business.
So you guys got LLC. You guys have an LLC then?
Yeah.
LLC,
Yeah. So being able to do that is like such a blessing.
So
to be able to actually have two incomes and kind of my wife can stay home, which is what we've always wanted. She's gonna homeschool. That's just what we want to do.
Absolutely,
that's a blessing.
Absolutely, that's a blessing.
Not a lot
for
of
you.
people have that. So
that's
I appreciate it for him, for starting it and
no, he
bringing
works
in.
you or hard, bro.
No, I know, but still, it's just so thankful. Yeah. So
that's good. Good for you guys.
Yeah.
So let's see. I mean, hey, when we saw the recent Crackhead.
I want to hear. Yeah, I want to hear that.
That caught my eye when I was
got 5-star bricks.
Yeah.
And for a while, I didn't know you were on Whatnot because I didn't see 5-star bricks. And then one day I was scrolling and said Crackhead Collectibles, and then I said 5-star. And one of your employees was streaming. I said, "Are you connected to 5-star?" He's like, "Oh yeah." Yeah.
So I'll give you a quick story. This is a long ass story, like where I got all the new pieces from and stuff that you guys always see me writing the same stuff. I was contacted, from a company in 2014 because they saw my eBay store.
Okay.
And I paid somebody, it was like $2 or $3 grand to design my eBay store. So it was all professional. It was probably one of the nicest looking eBay Lego stores out there at the time. So he contacted me and said, I have 41 million pieces that are left over from a licensing. You see the white tiles there that were printed on? Oh, yes, that's what the white tiles were used for, bro. Yes. Hey, yes, bro. Yes.
So I've never seen that.
I've never seen
So
that.
check this out. When you guys leave, hey, just Google Nintendo DS.
Yeah.
You know, all the 4x4 plates. Hey, everything you see, you'll see on the DS cases, everything, bro. Every single part I sell, bro, you'll see on the Nintendo DS cases from 2007 to 2012, bro. So this is what happened. I'll just give you a quick backdrop, right? Because it is getting a little late.
It's okay.
Yes. So check this out, bro. The company, BDA, okay, I don't have my glasses. BDA is the world's largest licensing company in the world. Okay, BDA, yes. So anything video games, you can go to Target or Walmart right now. And controller, anything in video games, bro, look at the back. It's saying BDA, bro.
I've seen that before.
So BDA, bro, right here.
Oh, yeah.
BDA.
I see that everywhere.
I can show you the founder's business card in my wallet, but that's a whole other story too. Anyway, so check this out. So in 2013 or 14, whenever it happened, whenever I was contacted, I come to find out after having a meeting with the founder and the CEO of the company, the CEO of Lego and himself, they got in a fight one day, an argument about something. So the CEO of Lego said, "Fuck you. We don't have a license agreement no more."
What?
So one of their manufacturing plants, was in China.
Yeah.
So they had 41 million pieces there that they were using to make these packages, bro, because they package their shit and distribute it throughout the world. And where was the cheapest labor at the time? In China. Right? Yeah. So that's where all those new pieces come from. So I bought those in 2015.
I was like, that's crazy.
Bro, so that's 11 years. Bro, I had to go get a 4,000 square foot warehouse, bro. I will show you guys some pictures, bro. It's crazy. And so I bought that lot in 2015. Yeah, and I don't know if you guys remember when you guys came in there. I said I kind of retired and I'm just getting back to work.
Yeah.
So when I bought that in 2015, I had built this business to run itself. Okay, because and we don't even have enough time. So I built this business to run itself, bro. Like in the back, we're in that back room there. I put this little poster up and it said, and I looked at this for 5 or 6 years. How do you know your business is successful? Because if you step away, it will continue to run the day-to-day operation, right? So literally, I told myself that every day, 100 times a day, because I looked at it. So anyways, in 2015, or in 2014, I knew that the next step for our business was to open a flagship store and to start franchising. And I was also going to take the company public through a reverse merger. I don't know if you know anything about the market, stock market.
Yeah.
Okay, so a reverse merger is just a shell company, right? And basically, you just purchase it, right? And then you just have to self-advertise your shares, right? So I was going to take the company public, and I was also looking for my flagship store. Okay, so at the time I had a real estate agent. Okay, and Sunrise, and I was looking at buildings. Okay, Sunrise and Greenback. Okay, Chuck E. Cheese, right?
Yeah.
So right there on the front, Pier 1 Imports and Red Lobster. Okay.
Yeah.
The building in between was 4,000 square feet. I found that building right there on Sunrise. The entire side was all glass. All I could see was just Lego things So as you go by something, yeah, you already, bro. Yeah,
know.
Mainstream, bro. So check this out. I found that building, bro. I even went over there for a week straight, bro. And I went over there at 10 o'clock in the morning when we had opened the store. I went back at 12 o'clock, and then I went back at 6 o'clock. And I literally sat there with a fucking notebook and counted every single car for a week straight and counted my own traffic, bro.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And in the back was Chuck E. Cheese, right? But that was already built in, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, I had a real estate agent at the time, and literally, bro, I negotiated a deal with the other agent. Okay, so I negotiated a 6-year deal, or excuse me, a 5.5-year deal, because they give you you sign a 5-year lease and then they give you 6 months free. It's just standard within the industry, right? So we negotiated that, and then it was $4,000 for the first year, and then like 45 for the second. By the 5th year, we were up to like $6,000 a month. Okay. My wife and I put everything on paper. A manager, 2 assistant managers, 6 or 7 employees, the alarm bills, any cost that was associated with that business, we put on paper. Okay, to a T, right? Because if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business, and that's a lot of risk, especially signing a 5-year lease. You know, $4,000 a month. Like that's big. I mean, that's huge, bro.
You better.
Yeah,
Every
bro.
yeah.
I know nothing about business. I'm all self-taught. I'm a high school dropout, bro. I know nothing about this stuff. Nobody ever taught me nothing. No, I learned all myself, dude. Yeah. So anyway, dude, I literally, bro, I was a phone call away from calling my agent. Bro, he's all right, man, we'll call me. We'll go have dinner and we'll sign the contract, bro. Bro, I was so excited. The flagship store, Bricks and Minifig, bro. Hey, they had just opened their 3rd store. They had only franchised 2. They only had 5 stores at the time, right? And this is a whole different story, bro. Orem. Okay, the other founder of Bricks and Minifigs, me and him used to do deals on Bricklink, bro. So on eBay, that's how we met, bro. We used to take phone calls, bro. We didn't even do deals on Bricklink anymore. We used to take phone calls, bro. And I'll never forget this. Last time I ever talked to him was in my backyard. I told him I was going to open a store. He tried to convince me to do Bricks and Minifigs because his buddy just graduated from like UCLA with some fucking marketing degree. I said, bro, there's nothing I can do myself. I preach. And basically hung up on him and never talked to him again.
Wow.
Yes. So freaking, I knew that was the next step for the business, bro. That was the only choice, right? Because I had built this business to run itself. I had nothing else to do, homie. I told you it was a sign I put in the back. If this business runs itself, bro, I built everything out. I'm a process dude, just like you, bro. Absolutely. So I built this entire business out to run itself, dude. Fucking, dude, killing it, bro. eBay store over $100,000 a month. Retail, just everything was blowing up, bro. Amazon, anyway, so 2015, bro. I just fucking get my first shipment of the 41 million pieces, bro. So, in my opinion, it was just everything was a perfect storm for me to take on this new project. Because if I ran short on money, bro, I just got 41 million pieces of Lego, aka or slash 110,000 pounds of Lego.
Can I ask, did you buy that cash or did you have to take a loan?
Cash.
Oh wow.
Pennies on a dollar, homie.
Wow. That's
insane. So let's go ahead and cut this. Let's do that deal, bro. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Man, hey, so you guys didn't have to come back, bro. That was so much fun.
That was